What's going on, peeps? So I am gonna give you guys an update of my hustle and muscle the last 2 weeks. Um, I got two contracts signed back by sellers, which is pretty good, I guess. Um, Now I want to talk about them a little bit, the process of how I got these contracts signed. The first one was a lady that I actually went out to see personally. The way I got the lead was actually home snapping, which if you guys saw my other video was driving for dollars looking for abandoned houses in in the neighborhood. So I was in West Park. I actually took a picture of the house. Funny thing is, the the house itself doesn't look that bad from the outside. But something made me want to take a picture of it. I don't know if it was the real estate gods or whatever it is. But I took a picture of it, and then our our generation system actually put a note that they contacted her, and she was willing to sell. So then I called her. I was able to set up an appointment, actually go see her. So if you're looking for like houses to flip and you're starting out, driving around literally looking for ugly houses is a way to do it. And so the first time I actually went on an appointment by myself. I went out to the property, had a contract ready with my offer. So I went in the house. House was gutted. The previous owner was her son, who actually passed away. So she was going through some, you know, tough times, which I wish her the best. Because her son was gonna fix it and flip it, or I think he was just gonna fix it and stay in it. But he passed away unfortunately. And then I went in and saw the house. I really made it about the seller, not really about the house or getting them even to sign the contract. I knew they weren't going to sign the contract. It wasn't time for them to sign. I just felt, I don't know, we call it a sixth sense or whatever it is. But I knew no matter what I said, they weren't going to sign anything that day. I understood that. I got that vibe from them. Um, so there was actually four people at the property, which I was kind of surprised at because normally it's only the seller. And Harriet was the owner. There was also, I think, her mother. Another gentleman, which was like her kind of like guide through the entire house selling process, and then there was some random dude. So I go in and take a look at the house, take some pictures, take some videos, and after I do all that, check out the property. It was a 3-2, by the way, 2.5. Pretty nice house after its face. It has a lot of potential. Of course, it looked horrible. Sorry, just fixing the glare. Um, there you go. A little green now. There you go. Okay. Whatever. So where was I? I get distracted easy. Happens a lot. So I just sit down with them and pretty much try to get them to really, you know, trust me. I acted, not that I acted, but I was very understanding of their situation. She's going through tough times because her son passed away. She got a property she got to sell. She got random people calling her and going to her house, checking it out. So I just kind of made her feel comfortable that I'm not here to just steal the house or like to rob her or anything like that. I just spoke to them. I asked them pretty much what they wanted to do, or what are their, intentions. What do they want out of this entire process? And pretty much what they told me is that they were just listening to offers, talking to people. Funny thing is, the random guy I was telling you about earlier, he was just standing there. He was actually another sales rep, I believe, at another real estate company. There's a lot of real estate companies that do what we do. But he was just kind of standing there, like, I don't know if he was taking notes, whatever he was doing. He was just kind of standing there. and I didn't realize who he was till after I left, or right before I left. This guy has the audacity to give me a card. Well, whatever. I took it. I didn't say anything about it. I kicked him out of the house, but whatever. So then I spoke to them. I'm like, so what do you really wanna do? What are your what's best case scenario for you guys right now? So they were trying to figure out if they should fix it and flip it, if they should listen to more offers, or really what to do with the house. And I said, okay, no problem. Take your time. I understand you guys are going through tough times, this, that, and the third. I know it's a long process. I know probably not one you want to be going through right now, but it's one that has to be done. It has to be taken care of the right way. So I could see why you guys want to take time and really weigh out all your options. I left them the contract. We offered about 95,000 for the house, and then left it at that, and then left. And then as soon as I leave, I see the guy's partner, the random guy I was talking about. His partner came in, and that's when he gave me his card. I just left. I'm just like, oh wow, there's another investor going in there. I was a little scared, but I just knew that they look like Joe Schmoes. I don't look like Joe Schmo, even though I don't look like Joe Schmo. I'm not a Joe Schmo. So I felt confident leaving, and sure enough, 2 days later, they called me. They kind of wanted to talk to me personally again, and when I did, so in the second appointment, it was at the lady's house, her personal house where she lives, not the house that she was trying to sell. The house she was trying to sell was her her dead son's, but her name is also on the property. So I went to the second appointment, and they straight up told me that the reason why they called me was because they felt comfortable with me. They even got higher offers than what we offer. Some people offer them like 100, 110. But they didn't take it because I was the only one that actually gave them a physical contract, which was, showed that I was serious about it. So they called me. They felt comfortable with me. They told me, you're the one we feel comfortable with. So, we look to, do business with you. I'm like, great, perfect. So they took their papers to the lawyer. So then, even in the second appointment, they didn't sign the paperwork yet. They were pretty much telling me that they're gonna do business with me. So what they were really doing is, now they're gonna get the paperwork to send it to their lawyer. So that happens. Then we get a message from the lawyer. Lawyer wants this, that, and that third done. There are some things that our company normally doesn't do that she ended up doing for this person. Normally we don't take care of their taxes, but this time we actually did. And we had to deal with the lawyer a little bit. She was kind of a pain in the ass, not gonna lie. But she's part of the process. She's just doing her job. She gotta do what she gotta do. We ended up agreeing on terms, and today we received our signed contract back from our sellers. So that's the first contract that I was able to get in my career of a sales rep at a real estate investing company. Felt good. And now we actually already have a buyer for it. It's literally 6 hours. Not even 6 hours. We got the contract. My partner has already a big buyer list, and he was talking to a buyer that actually went out to look at the property. So we have buyers lined up. I think we're gonna sell that one at 120. So the spread is about, yeah, my mental math game is down on point, but it's give or take $20,000. That's a lot of money, right? And I only get 10% of it though, but it's the game right now. Okay. Second contract I got was actually from this guy I actually was talking to through the phones that got him off our company's lead system, and this guy loves to talk. He was one of those older guys that was a war guy and had a Asian wife actually, and he loved to talk. Every time I spoke to this guy, it was like 30 to 45 minutes conversation. Some people I feel like would have just quit on the guy because he talks a lot of stuff that he just talks a lot of things that don't pertain to the deal. And I feel like a lot of people who aren't patient enough will just be like, "So do you want to sell the property or not? What do you want to do? Are we gonna do this or not?" And I didn't. I just kind of spoke to the guy. Um, I know he needed to sell. I know he wanted to sell, and then I just kept calling him. I actually called him like 8 times before I actually handed off to my um, other partner who really closed the deal and shut it down. Um, I don't mind uh, saying, "Hey, can you help me out with a certain thing?" Because at the end of the day, it's gonna make me money, and I'm gonna learn, and the guy's gonna be able to sell his house and get what he wants. So it's a win-win for everybody. Company makes the profit. I make the commission still. So I'm like, "Hey, can you help me out with this? Can you call this guy?" I've been calling him, the last month. I think I called him for a month and a half, and then he's like, "Sure, no problem." Um, And then he supposedly had another offer for like 120 or something like that, but the guy didn't really come through. He's kind of a Joe Schmo. There's a lot of Joe Schmoes out there. And we ain't Joe Schmoes. So then we actually met, well, my partner met with the seller, personally looked at the property, and got him to town right then and there. So that was the second contract. That one we got for about 110, and I believe that one is about to sell for 135. So that's a nice little spread. Okay, so um, excited about that. However, the fat lady hasn't sung yet. All the title work has to be processed, so we got to make sure that all the titles are clean from the houses that we got on the contract. So once that's clear, and there's no funny business or any crazy liens or anything, any permits that were not closed yet, um, we're good to go to the closing table and finalize the deal. However, if there are you know things here and there on the title, they got to be addressed. So it might make it a little bit longer. Sometimes it might even kill the deal entirely. So you just gotta keep making the phone calls, keep prospecting, keep selling, because you want to give yourself, or I want to give myself cushion. That way, if something does happen, something crazy, I don't freak out because I was depending on that one deal. That's one thing I've learned um, in sales is you never depend on one deal. It's the worst thing you could do because you could have all your emotions into a certain thing because you got a good vibe from it. You think, oh, I'm gonna make so much off this deal, and you kind of bank on it. You're getting a little lazy because you kind of know you have that one in the bag. But sometimes those don't follow through, and then you're like, oh my god, and then you're all butthurt about it. So every call is important. I make sure that I give myself breathing room, because you never know when deals go undone. You know, God forbid, as they say. And yeah, so 2 contracts. I'm about a month and a half in. I am into this line of work. My second month is on the 13th, starting the 13th of July. So slowly but surely making some progress. Um, Actually, on one of the houses, we realized that it really is a 3-2, 2.5 instead of a 2-1. Um, so we might have to, we have to wait for the lien search to make sure it's good, make sure all the permits are closed because those were additions. So that's something that you guys have to be careful, or that I have to be careful, is making sure that any additions to any property were done properly. Any any additions to the property have been done properly with proper permits and stuff like that. That way, you don't have no issues when you guys go to close. Okay.